Welcome back to Ethereal and Elusive. I am. I just love that I now start every video off with a deep breath, and hopefully, well, not hopefully, it is an invitation for you to also take a deep breath with me, a collective sigh, if you will. And I don't know, it's just always a nice mood resetter. So, welcome back to my booktube journey. I wanted to share my June TBR. And I have to start with the books that I'm already reading. So I was reading them in May. One of them I've been reading for the last year. You'll understand why in a second. I've been reading it for the last year. I actually just kind of embraced reading more than one book at a time, because I realized I am a mood reader, and so I can be in a really good book, but if I'm not in the mood, I might not pick it up for a few days. But it's I still want to read. Something else is just scratching that itch for me right now. It might be a symptom of ADHD. I really don't know. But one of the books I am reading, the one that I've been in for a year, is called The Creative Act, A Way of Being by Rick Rubin, who is apparently a really famous producer. I only say apparently because I wasn't familiar with him before reading this book, but each chapter, I wouldn't even call it a chapter, it's just it's honestly like a series of essays almost, that kind of just talk about the creative process and how to really step into that flow and be in that flow and allow yourself to flow and all of the things. And it's been really good. It's been really powerful. Also, the design of this is just really, it's always been cool to me. So I was always going to pick this book up. And then once I realized all of my artist friends own this and they all have good things to say about it, I decided to get a copy for myself. And it's been really helpful. So I would do one section a day. Not consistently. I don't think I would pick this up. I don't think I read a section in maybe a week. And that's why it's taken me so long to get through this, because there are 78 sections. And as you can see, these pages are filled with the sections, and I think there's some more. Oh no, there's not. But yeah, it's filled with the sections. So it's a lot to get through, but it's one of those things where it's more of a sangha book for me. And those who know what sangha is, but if you don't know, I would equate it to a devotional, a creative devotional. It's really good. You know how people talk about the artist way and how great that's been for them to get back into their artistry and back into their creative flow. This has been that for me. I have not been able to really commit to the artist way to get that deep into it. But this has been a really great tool, and it's every time I read a section is exactly what I need at that time, and it's really helped me get out of a creative slump that I was in for about 3 years. It was very depressing, but now I feel I'm finally getting back into the space of I want to create again, and I'm happy to be in this flow and really tapping in. So it's been beautiful. Now, outside of that, so that's something I just pick up on and off. It's just something that's gonna be in the background for a while. Maybe I don't want to finish it. Maybe that's what it is. I am 60% of the way done though, so I'm gonna finish it soon-ish. For my fiction book, so I try to read a fiction and a nonfiction book, something that's more so going to just edify my spirit and help me grow. But I also believe in reading fiction because reading should be for fun. It is something that I enjoy doing. I enjoy inhaling and consuming these books. So on the fictional side, I am finally reading Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan. And this is a critically acclaimed book. It's so popular. All of the girlies are eating it up. And especially exciting because it is a black story about a black author. A black story by a black author. And yeah, I can't really speak too much to the plot yet because, as you can see, I'm not that far into it. Can you see that? This is how much I've read. But that's 60 pages. This is a thick book. I am 60 pages deep. This is a really thick book. But if you watched my May, like what I read in May video, you will see that I kind of went over the fact that I'm not really into romance. This, I wouldn't categorize it as a romance, more so just a drama. But because it's not a romance. Like what I said in the previous video is that romances aren't well developed to me, and the characters are just these cliche tropes, and the main love interest is always just unbelievably perfect. And it just doesn't have a lot of real plot to me, not a lot in there. This is the complete opposite thus far. Like I said, I'm only 60 pages in, but I know that this author is going to take the time to really develop the characters and get you intertwined. But I do feel a little bit of resistance while reading it. I do. Yeah, I do. And I'm not going to do a reading vlog about it, so I'll just tell you my resistance now. I was born and raised in Atlanta, Georgia. And this book is set in Atlanta. And there's a reason why as soon as I graduated high school, I left and never willingly came back. I did move back for less than a year, for like 9 months. I was there and then I left again because I was like, I do not like this. I do not like this atmosphere. I do not like the cult. Like, I don't like this. And that's a whole nother video. Maybe on my like deep thinking processing type vibe, but not the booktube vibe. But like, I just don't like Atlanta. And there's a lot of like Atlanta culture here. I'll give you one example. The author was talking about how unbelievably pretty one of her friend's daughters is. Not the author, the main character, I'm sorry. By way of the author. How unbelievably pretty this 13-year-old girl is. And all the features that was emphasized was like her mixed race features. You already know. I don't even have to say it. You already know. And like also like her best friend, the protagonist's best friend, has made so many comments about how fine her, like the protagonist's ex-husband is, and how like she should be having relations with him or whatever because he's so fine. And I just think that that's really weird. I have never had a close friend of mine or even an associate talk about how fine my partner is, or a previous partner. Like, that is weird behaviors to me, but that's something that's really common in Atlanta, as was my experience anyways. It was very common. And yeah, so, but all in all, she's a really good writer. I like the way that it's written. I like the emotions that's being conveyed. I like that while I have no idea where this story is about to go, it does make me want to invest in the characters. And like, my triggers are my problems. So these things that are triggering me so far, I mean, outside of the little girl, that was kind of weird. I will not lie. But outside of that, like, the things that are triggering me are just things that I haven't dealt with, of experiences that I had while living and growing up in that city. So I'm gonna get off that aside. It's a thick book, so I had a lot to say about it. But I want to get into it. I want to support an author of color. I want to get into it. All the girlies love it. So, and the third book that I'm reading is my nonfiction inspirational book. It's called Hind's Feet on High Places by Hannah. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. I have no idea how to pronounce the last name. Hannah Hernard. I'm just a girl. I don't know. But this is a book that is really old. To my knowledge, I first read it like leaving high school, going to college, and it's something that is written from a Christian perspective. It's an allegorical tale where the entire story is a metaphor of like growing and going to the high places with the creator, whatever you would label that being as being. And while my faith system and belief systems are shifted now, it doesn't stop this from being a really profound book. And it actually came up when I was in therapy. It kind of came to my mind, and I was like, I felt like I was too young to really take in all of the wisdom that was really here. So I wanted to revisit it. So I just started it. And so far it's been really, really powerful. Like, and one example would be like the main character who wants to go to the high places. Their name at the beginning of the book is Much Afraid. And while they want to go to the high places, their family, they come from a family of fear, and so their family tries to keep them from elevating and from growing, and they have to overcome that. And like, it's just like I said, it's just a lot of metaphorical story. But it's really good. It's really good. It's really profound. And it makes me think I want to do a vlog about like the books that have had the most profound impact on me. And this is definitely one of them. So I'm excited to revisit it at a moment where I don't remember everything that happened. I remember certain things, but a lot of it I don't really remember. I didn't really retain the details of it. And now having more life experience and more wisdom, like what is sticking out and resonating with me now. And I also recently bought little tabs so I can start annotating my books, and I definitely want to annotate this. This is definitely an annotatable book. So that's what I'm reading coming into June, right? So let's talk about my June TBR. I didn't realize when I picked out the books that they're kind of an aesthetic. And it's kind of not the aesthetic of summer. It's not a summer vibe. Like, a lot of people are like, oh, I'm picking out books to read this summer that feel like summer. And I didn't do that. I would love to do that in a way, because like, y'all know I like horror books. And I really love campy horror. So if I had books that were like at summer camp or just gave that vibe, I would definitely be reading them. But I don't have those, and I have too many unread books to justify buying more books right now at full price anyways. I'll thrift them, I'll get them from the Dollar Tree, but a book at full price, I'm gonna have to donate and thin out my collection a little bit and read some of what I have. I have so many potentially good novels and stories that I have not read. Like, out of this stack, I finished 1 book, 2 books out of this whole stack. And that's just 1 stack. So, anyways, but the aesthetic of the books that I pick out, let me just show you. Because they're like all colored. They're all the same color and coated. Don't this just look like an aesthetic? Like, vibe. So really dark. It's giving goth. It's giving emo. It's giving all of the things. So let's start with the nonfiction first. Actually, no. I'm going to start with the fiction first. So one of the fiction books I would like to get to is The Heretic's Daughter. And I read the back of the book. So, okay. I bought this from Goodwill. Let me preface it with that. That's why it looks like this. I did not wet this book. It just came in this condition. You can tell like somebody spilled something on it and it got poofy. But I personally like books with character. Like I said in a previous video, I am a bibliophile. So I like books with a lot of character. So that doesn't bother me at all. But look at the cover. The cover was, I misinterpreted what the vibe was that it was giving. But I'm still here for it. So based on the cover, they say you can't judge a book by its cover, and I guess that is true. But based on the cover and the title, I was like, oh, this is about to be real witchy. But like in a way of like, they're going to be practicing, they're going to be doing it. It's just going to be, it's just going to scratch that itch for me, that magical fantasy itch. And no, not really. This book is actually set around the Salem witch trial. So there will be witchy things in it. And it's about like mother, daughter. It's multi-generational type of thing, because then also the daughter is writing to her granddaughter. It seems like it's gonna span across generations, but really diving into the chaos that was the Salem witch trials, which it's hard to even believe that in itself is not a fictional thing. Like, that really happened. Like, I cannot even imagine how chaotic that must have been, but also the world is chaotic now, so probably similar to now, but different, because it's like you're literally accusing people of certain things and what they practice and what they believe. It's just honestly, when I think of the Salem witch trials, I don't think of anything fun or entertaining. It's more of like really, really sad to me. So maybe that's why when I read the back of the book, I was like, oh, this is not what I thought it was going to be about. And now, do I still want to read it? I don't know. We'll see. Catch me at the end of the month, and let's see if this is on books I read. But it's my intention to read it this month. And it's really thick. She's thick. But she's thick because she got water on her, because she's only... Okay, no, she's thick because she's thick. Yeah, she's 332 pages, which isn't as long as some people read, but it is long for me. I definitely do not read the 500 and up books, so 336 is a lot. But if it's interesting, I'll get through it. It's national bestseller. So that is the first fiction. The second fiction is called Root Work by Tracy Cross. It's book 1 in her series. I have no idea how long the series is, but I love anything magic. As you can see, I love the topic of witches and books about witches and magic and all of that. And so this is magic from a Black lens, of course, because it's root work, and it's set in the South, so it's given Southern Black horror Gothic vibe. And it's about 3 little girls who go visit their aunt who practices root work. So I'm really excited. I'm not giving much of a synopsis because I like to go into books as blind as possible. So that's why I'm not giving much synopses to these books, because I didn't even read the back like that, which was why I was surprised when this was about the Salem witch trials. I was like, what? No idea. So to my nonfiction books, this one is called Letter of the Scattered Brotherhood by I guess it was composed by Mary Strong, but to my knowledge, it is a collection of essays from different people and different belief systems and different faiths. And that's all I know about it. That's all I know, is that it's just a collection of essays on all things spiritual and philosophy and all of the things from all of the different corners of the world. And I do just love the concept of like getting multiple, like, wisdom from multiple different perspectives and disciplines. And so I'm really excited to take a look into this. I'm like, either it will be really profound or it's gonna give cult, and either way it should be an interesting experience. Either way it should be interesting. And finally, this one is a very, very unique pick, but I'm going to reread a book I have already read, and that's called The Adventures of the Black Girl in Her Search for God by Bernard Shaw. And as you can see, this is a old used copy. I'm guessing maybe the book had something that went, what is that called? A book cover. There was a book cover over it. maybe, because when I see other people's versions of the book, I'm like, my cover doesn't look like that. But how cute, how cool is this? How goth, how on brand, how aesthetic. It's just a black book with the title, The Adventures of the Black Girl in Her Search for God. I love it. I love it. I love the way it looks. And then what fell out is, because it's used, it came with this this little card that says 10 ways to write to be read, which is really cute for me because I'm a writer. So I just saw it as a sign. Like, it was just really cute. But anyways, it is also an allegorical tale. Clearly, I like allegors. And about literally a black woman in her search for God. It starts off with her saying, like, quoting the Bible, like, the Bible says, seek ye and you shall find me. And she's like, I'm going to set out and seek God. And she runs into all of these different people along her path that provide a different perspective. And she comes to her own conclusion at the end. But outside of that, I don't remember the details of this either. And I actually read this maybe 2 years ago at this point. I read it. It wasn't that long ago. For some reason, I didn't retain it. I think I was just trying to I just tried to finish it because it's so short. So I feel like I should finish it fast. But it's also something that really, really makes you think. And so it's like, life is not a race. I'm not a fast reader. Like, yes, it's only, let me see how many pages it is. It's only 75 pages. Oh, that's not even a part of the book. Hold up. That's not the book. Wow, it's short. I was inspired to write this tale. Okay, so the actual story itself is only 58 pages. But one, it's like, the words are really crammed in there. Let me just note that. But, so a lot of people will probably finish this in 30 minutes, but it might take me a few days because I'm sitting and I'm processing it and I'm annotating it and I'm doing my thing and I'm taking my time with it. I'm seeing how it resonates with me. And I just really like the concept that Bernard Shaw would write something like this. Yeah, I just really like this, and I want to sit with it more, and I want to keep revisiting it and seeing how it resonates and how it sits with me. Because yeah, and I don't know a lot about Bernard Shaw. I know that he is like a literary icon. I am not that familiar with his work except this, to be TBH. So that's what I'm gonna read in June. That's the plan. I might go totally off and end up like, oh, I just want something light or whatever, a palate cleanser. But I do want to get through those 4 books. And I feel everything feels doable. The Heretic's Daughter is really thick, but other than that, it feels doable. And then also finish the books that I'm currently reading. So that is my June. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this vlog, please like, please subscribe, please drop a comment, and most importantly, please tell your friends. They will like it too, I promise. But thank you for watching. Be blessed.